guys, welcome back to Let's Talk. This is me, Meera, and today we're going to talk about present perfect tense versus past perfect tense. We are really confused people and souls on earth, and it is fine because tenses are confusing. Believe me, I myself have had a hard time in school learning tenses, so I really understand your problem. And that is why I've got certain comparisons which will help you solve this and understand this better. Okay, let's begin this. The first sentence is, I have traveled to many countries. Now this side is the present perfect tense, okay, and this is the past perfect. So we're going to touch past a little later, and we're going to talk about present perfect tense. Now, I have traveled to many countries. So the way the sentence formation is subject, which is I, plus have or has, plus verb in the third form, which is past participle. Okay. Now the thing about this tense is that we don't give it a finishing point or a finishing date or a line. Now, I have traveled to many countries. I have been traveling. We're not talking about something that is in a continuous tense. We are talking about something that is in the present perfect tense. So I have traveled to many countries in 2015. We are not saying that. We are talking about that I will still be traveling. I am currently traveling. That means that action and my interest in traveling has still not gotten over. And that is why, if we look at it on a timeline, let's just take a look at it. I have traveled to many countries. Now, sometime in the present, now you're talking about you have, right? So that suggests that since some time before in your life, you have covered traveling to many countries. And that is why the task of, or the activity, or the experience started somewhere here, okay? Okay? And you are still traveling. The process is ongoing. It's not in the continuous sense, but you're talking about an experience that started sometime in the past, okay, and is still the same in the present tense, which is the present perfect tense. And that is why you need to make sure that you only write have, so that it is clear that it's not continuous tense, it's not ing, since it's the past participle, okay, it's not continuous form. So you're talking about an experience over here. I have traveled to many countries. You have not finished it. You're currently not traveling, but that experience is still there. Rex has baked a cake. Is the cake still there? Have you eaten the cake, or have I eaten the cake? No. So since the cake is still there, it's the same. The cake is still there in the present. And that is why, again, with has, subject, has, verb in the third form, baked a cake. The cake is still there for you and me to eat, okay? So that's how you differentiate between the present perfect tense versus the present continuous tense. You can always check the other videos right here somewhere, but before that, let's focus on this. I have solved the Sudoku puzzle. So maybe sometime in the past, okay, you took that Sudoku puzzle to solve, okay? You were solving it, you are solving it, and you have solved it. So is the Sudoku puzzle unsolved? No. Is it solved? Yes. And that is why in the present you have solved the Sudoku puzzle and you have not kept it undone or unsolved. And the activity at this point in the present is over. Okay? Now that is what you're trying to express over here. Okay? Now here is an experience. Rex has baked a cake is an activity or a recent activity. So I'm writing recent activity as it's the same for both, okay? Jim has lost his watch. Now, if you look at this sentence on the timeline, in the present, currently, does he have a watch? He does not have a watch over here. He had a watch in the past. He doesn't have one right now. And that, my dear friends, that is your present perfect tense. It's not about him having his watch. It's about he has lost his watch. Again, subject, has, which represents present perfect tense. Lost, again, third form of the verb, which again represents present perfect tense, his watch. I hope you have understood how this is. Subject, guys, pay attention to this. Subject, Jim, I, Rex, I. Has or have, depending on Jim is has, I is have, okay? We have, they have, you have, she has, he has, plus verb in third form. So that is lost, solved, baked, and traveled. And that is how you form a present perfect tense sentence, okay? Well, fantastic. Moving on to the next one, which is the past perfect segment, okay? Now, for a second, just forget this side, okay? Let's focus on this. The plane had took off. Wait, okay? The plane had took off, right? Something that happened in the past, okay? Now, there is another sentence which is in the past. When we reached the airport. Now, what has happened is you actually have two sentences to represent what had happened before. Here, what is important for you to understand is that past perfect tense is used to express which activity occurred before which activity, and that is what it tells. Now, you reached, the plane had took off when you reached the airport. The point is that when you reached the airport, the plane had took off. So the plane took off, that's the first activity. And the second thing is that you reached. Now look at this second sentence. I will explain much better. I caught fever because I had walked in the rain. What happened first? Did you catch fever first, or did you walked in the rain first? You obviously walked in the rain because you've written because, when, right? Comma, that. So these are the things that represent which activity occurred before which. Again, we bought the phone that my friend had suggested. What happened first? Did you buy the phone already, or first your friend suggested and then you bought? Your friend suggested to you in the first place and then you went ahead and bought it. Fair enough. Moving on to the next sentence. Simone ate the fish we had cooked last night. Okay, now, did she eat the fish and then you cooked it? Or did you cook the fish and then she ate it? Obviously, you cooked it first. And that's exactly my point, you guys. So, remember that past perfect shows which activity happened before the other. Look at it on a timeline, guys. Before that, the plane subject had took off when we reached the airport, which is the V3 form. Again, this is the subject because we're talking about something. Again, I caught fever because I had walked in the rain. Again, I plus had plus the third form of the verb in the rain. We bought the phone that my friend had suggested. My friend, we bought. Simon ate the fish we had. Again, we had cooked, which is in the third form, last night. I'm just going to put all of this on the timeline. Okay, now the plane took off sometime in the past. Okay, first the plane took off and then you reached. Now this doesn't continue anywhere like this because the action is already over. All right, again, I caught fever. Now first it rained and then you caught fever. I hope you're getting this. Now again, the reason why I'm explaining this again and again, because there is a massive confusion out there which I don't want you to have. And that is why we're going to understand this better. My friend suggested first, she suggested in the past, and then you bought the phone. You cooked the fish and then Simone ate it. Have we understood that here we have and has, and here we have what? What is it? Had. Okay, and we use the third form, which is plus the third form of the verb. I hope this has been very clear. I want to make sure that there have to be two sentences to express which activity happened before the other. Okay, I hope this has cleared your doubt and doubts, if at all you have any. That's all for today, guys. I will be back soon with another interesting puzzle to solve, other confusions to resolve. Until then, make sure that you're practicing, you're smiling. This is me, Meera, signing off for the day, guys. I will see you very soon, I promise. All right, ciao.